Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Harita. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, myself Srinivas, your trainer.
Hi.
So you're successfully able to connect to Zoom without having any issues.
Yes, I'm able to connect.
So sometimes it might ask for the installation and we're good. Yeah. Cool. Let me share my screen.
Okay. I'm able to see that.
You're able to see my screen?
Yes, I'm able to see.
My screen?
No, not yet.
Yeah. No, I haven't shared. That's not like. Let me share. Now you should be able to see my screen now.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a blank notepad. I'm just opening. You're able to see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, sorry, I got late lecture. The previous class I just had to grab some points at the last moment.
Oh, that's okay. No problem.
Okay. So I'll just introduce myself and you follow by. We'll go with your introduction, maybe the general information.
Okay.
Then we'll go with your expectation, what exactly you are expecting out of your this training course. So accordingly, we'll try to fulfill your requirement. Okay.
What's the thing is, actually, I don't know the Java.
Okay.
Nothing. I need to learn from A to Z.
Oh, cool.
So
Java.
that's what.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the reason I usually ask in the day one is so there are some students which they already having something. They want only on the specific things or they want something specific as per their requirement. That's where I used to ask the general question. If you're completely new to Java, so we'll just go with the general things like whatever we usually go with the complete course.
Oh yeah, I'm completely new to Java.
Sure. So prior to that, the any general. So your educational background, you're from engineering?
Yeah, my educational background is I'm MCA.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. So
Yeah, I'm MCA.
okay. So I only need the general just to get to know about it, nothing else. So
Okay.
when you say you're completely new to Java, so you might have some knowledge on the C or C++, right?
Yeah, I do have that. I'm from a computers background, so I do have that.
Okay. It's not mandatory, just to correlate bit easy. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Myself, I think you already know the name. So I'm having around 14 years of experience in working with Java JTE.
Okay.
So I do exposure and work with both product and service oriented industries. So the training is I'm in training field since 4 years. So
Okay.
during my part time I used to take trainings.
Okay.
About me. Okay.
Okay.
General information. Anything if you have, we will go with it.
Yeah, I'm fine. We can go with that.
So assuming that you are completely new, I'll just start with the basic and what is Java from that point of view. Okay.
Okay.
I'll list the topics and based on your comfort, we'll discuss with the topics.
Okay.
These are the most default standard topics which I usually discuss in the day one for the
Okay.
e-commerce. We'll just
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So what is Java? So as you might have already heard, though you're completely new, you might have already heard some information about it, right?
Yeah.
Java is a programming language, and we also
Yeah.
call it as a platform.
Yeah.
So Java is a high-level, robust, secure, and object-oriented programming language.
Yes.
When I say platform, so generally whenever we say platform, it can be like any hardware or a software environment in which a program runs is known as a platform, right? Windows
Yeah.
is a platform because Windows is going to have a lot of programs which are running inside it, right?
Yes.
The same way Linux is a platform like that. So there are a lot of platforms which are available. We can also classify Java as, apart from programming language, we can also say it is a platform because so inside Java we can run some programs. So we have something called JVM, GRE, and a lot of things are there.
That's, Srinivas, I'm getting some sound. I don't know. I'm not able to hear you. Your voice is not that much clear for me.
Oh, but I am able to hear you.
Okay, whenever you starting talking, then I'm getting I don't know that sound, little bit sound like ooh. Along with your voice, I'm getting some sound. I don't know.
Oh, connectivity wise, everything is fine.
Uh, okay, we'll start. If again it gets, I will sing.
Sure. If you once again, if you face the same issue, let me know.
Okay.
I'll try to disconnect and re-log in. So
Okay.
see like if something it can be
Okay.
rectified.
Mm.
So since Java has its own GRE, we call it a Java runtime environment, and it's going to inside it we are going to run a program. So that's why it's also classified as a platform. Okay.
Okay.
Where all we can use Java in real time. So Java can be used in many areas. We can say that Java being used in the desktop applications. When I say desktop applications, we can say that the acrobatic radars, media players, antivirus softwares. In many places, like we might see the Java being used in many of those areas.
Okay.
With a lot of web applications that are being developed in the Java, and a lot
Okay.
of enterprise applications, mobiling, the robotics, and the gamings, and we can see like in almost in all the areas Java programs are being used. So the primary reason the programs like the softwares are being developed in the Java is like because of its open source.
Okay.
Microsoft and other technologies. So definitely, like the end user whoever is willing to like initiate the project, they have to go for the licenses, right? So
Yes.
with respect to Java, they do not need to go for the licenses. Only thing they need to spend their cost in the development perspective. That's why
Okay.
they drastically reduce their actual investment on the project. Of course, if they are going with some kind of a database and the servers and those things, definitely they have to go for license. But the primary Java softwares and there are many things which are available out of get free over the online.
Okay.
Nobody is going to restrict it. We can straight away start using them for the official purpose.
Okay.
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 So when it comes to the point of the history perspective, it's, as I told you, it's high-level object-oriented programming independent language, which is developed by Sun Microsystems in 1995 under the
Yeah.
guidance of James Gosling. Okay,
Okay.
so I have referred it as a Sun Microsystem because originally Java was invented by Sun guys.
Yes.
The Oracle Corporation they have taken and they have named it as Oracle Java, but the original
Yeah.
roots are from the Sun.
Yeah. Okay.
Originated in the 1995. So now we could select since 1995 we could select a lot of versions are being released. Right now the Java 8th version is the latest version which is being running in the market. 9th version which
Okay.
is supposed to release in the 2017 mid.
Okay.
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 So the first version was in the 1995 and the last version Java 8th version is in the around mid of like 2014. So for each and every version, we could select a lot of enhancements in the software perspective.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not
Okay.
digging in detail about each version right now because just the starting class and it's too early to to make you confuse and all those things. So I'm just
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
Because these are good to know, right? We do not need exact dates, right? In interview, definitely nobody
Yeah.
is going to ask you like when this version was released, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, it's primarily what we need to know is when this was released and who is like the originating person. So these are like we are because we would like to settle in the on Java. So
Okay.
there are some things that to know, right?
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
where I'm focusing, not digging in detail.
Okay.
When I say features of Java, we
Okay.
have very well established features. So we can say it's a simple and object oriented and the platform independent and the secure and dynamic and the multi-threaded distributed. So these are the some of the most common used features which are available. Okay, I'm going to
Okay.
dig into the each and every feature now. Okay, I just listed
Okay.
only few of them. So
Okay.
when I say simple, according to Sun Microsystem, Java language is simple because its syntax is completely based on the C++. So the
Okay.
programmers who are like having some knowledge in C++, for them it's easy to learn because they can easily correlate lot of things. But that
Okay.
doesn't mean that the programmers do not have the C++, they cannot go with. That doesn't mean. So obviously,
Okay.
like comfortness, right? If you know something, you can easily maybe you can pick some things in maybe in 1 or 2 days. The people do not have knowledge in the C++, they might take an additional day. But still, anybody like who doesn't have knowledge of anything, so if you have like the general information, general knowledge, they can directly go with it. Java, okay.
Okay.
And one more thing is like many confusing factors which are available in the C++, like explicit pointers and operator overloading. So these are the some of the features which are available in C++. Those
Yeah.
were removed in the Java.
Okay.
And one more thing, the primary thing, the memory handling.
Memory handling.
Yeah, C++.
Okay.
So those are the things. The handling of the memory is given a control to developer. So developer needs to write a program to handling the memory, means using malloc and lh and all those things used to allocate the memory, right?
Yes.
So here in Java, that thing was not given into developer control. So Java itself is going to take care of memory handling.
Okay.
So when it's a memory handling is taken care by Java, there is no chance of making a mistake with respect to memory, right? When the
Yeah.
developer is doing a memory handling, always there is a possibility of making a mistakes
Okay.
because it's a human mistakes, right? So
Yeah.
when I say memory mistakes means some object is being allocated to some other object. So you might deallocate that object or you might remove that reference. So anything can happen because its
Okay.
control is given to developer. That's it. Like they have removed a control and they have taken care, and everything will be taken care by Java. So this feature is called the automatic garbage collection. Okay, that we are going to
Okay.
see with respect to the example in the down the line.
Okay.
And one thing I forgot to inform: in case if you wish to record, you can press a Alt R. It is going to start the recording from your end.
Yeah, I already started recording.
Okay, you know how to use Zoom.
I don't know. My husband did that.
Okay, I forgot to actually initial the first statement I used to repeat, but I forgot. The advantage is like as and when we are done with the meeting, it's going to save your document, the recording in my documents of your local mission.
Okay, through Zoom. If I go through Zoom.
Yes, obviously you
Okay.
need the Zoom only.
Okay, I don't know what he did.
Okay,
Everything he did set up.
okay, I'll tell you anyway. Like Alt plus R is the combination. So if you press once, it's going to start recording. If you press once again, it's going to stop. Anyway, for today, it's already started, right? So do not need to
Yeah.
press.
Okay.
But tomorrow, like when we begin the class, you can just use that
Altar.
alter. It starts the recording.
Okay. Hmm.
Suddenly, I remember. Okay. So we just discussed about the feature, simple feature. The next one is called the object oriented. The object oriented means we can organize our software as a combination of different type of objects, right? So
Okay.
object oriented program is a methodology that simplify your software development and maintenance by providing some rules and regulations. In
Okay.
we under this feature we have a lot of things called a lot of terms: object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction and abstraction. So these are sub features which are available under OOPS concept. Okay, we are going to dig about all those features in detail at the later stage.
Okay.
Too early once again. So what we can remember from at this point of view about these features, so we have a lot of OOPS features are available under object-oriented terminology.
Okay.
And the next one is called platform independent. The primary reason most of the people used to switch to Java because of this feature.
Okay.
Generally, platform, we know, right? This is the hardware as a software environment in which a program runs.
Okay.
When I say platform independent, let's say you had coded a program in your machine. You are using it, assuming that you are not using the Java, so you're using C++ and you have coded some program in your local machine. You're using Windows. So what is the output? What is the compiled version you're going to get? When you compile your program, you might get an exe file, right?
Oh, when I compile my program?
Yeah, when you compile your program in C++, you'll get exe file, right?
Yes, yes.
So that executable file, you can share it with anyone that they can straight away, they can run that program, right?
Yes.
If they are running in Windows environment.
Okay.
Right? If the people running in the Linux environment, does your exe file works? No, right?
No.
Exe file is not at all understandable by the Linux environment because Linux has some other environment which it can understand.
Yeah.
So that means what are the program that you have coded and that is compiled is specific only for the Windows. That means you have built a program which is specific to particular operating system.
Okay, if it is C++.
Yes. Just
Okay.
an example of C++. Like that, we have many programs, many programming technologies available.
Yeah, got it.
Got it, right? So just took that from that perspective. The same way, if you are using Linux environment, same C++ program, you can obviously code there. But when you compile it, and there you might get an executable file in the form of out. Right?
Out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just an extension. So out file can be understandable by any of the Linux flavors. So when you put out file to Windows, obviously Windows can understand. So thing is like individually you can work in any of the operating system. But when you try to exchange that information between the operating system, it's not working, right?
Yes.
Because those are specific to particular platform. If you are doing with Windows, all Windows it supports. If you are working with Sun machine, the Linux machine works with all Linux. But the exchange between them is not at all it's going to be feasible because those are specific to platform.
Okay.
But it is not the case with the Java. So when you code a program in Windows and compile it, it's going to generate a version called .class file.
.class file.
.class file. So extension is going to be like .class file. So it is called bytecode, okay, that we are going to discuss it exactly in detail. This is going to be a class file. So this class file is a compiled version of your Java program. So it's in the form of the bytecode. So when I say bytecode, it's similar to other language, it's going to have the instruction set, right?
Okay.
So when you can run this class file in any of the machines, no matter like whether it is a Windows machine or Linux machine, whatever, provided that machine should have a software in it.
Okay.
Software should be available, right? So yes, you have the software available, then you can run it. So this is advantage, right? So that means you are when you are in your development environment, if you are coding in the programs in Windows machine, you can code everything in Windows machine. You can deploy that software directly into a Linux machine.
Okay.
It's going to work straight away.
Okay.
But it is not the case with the other software programming languages which are available. Because they made for specific operating system, they work only for that.
Okay, so I can use that .class file in any other, I mean Linux or any other.
You name the operating system, you should be able to use in it.
Okay.
There are no exceptions at all.
Okay, I can run it on any other operating systems or any other software.
Any other operating system, provided that operating system should have the appropriate Java software which is compatible for your Java program.
Okay.
So that's where the platform independent. So obviously, like so in the project environment, in the real time environment, when the client is given a project for any company, So all the companies are not going to afford for the Linux licenses, right? They simply go
Okay.
with some Windows, and the program they make them develop in the Windows environment. And when they actually deploy the outputted version, they'll deploy into Linux environment where client usually might go for some Linux and the Red Hat Linux, and where for that the security is more, right? So
Okay.
they
Yeah.
might go for some. So I'm just taking an example. It
Okay.
can be like any. So my primary point here I would like to stress is that your Java program can run on any platform.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, either you code it in a Linux environment, you can bring back to Windows. So anything
Okay.
is possible. Primary person. So that's where like people obviously tend to it, right?
Okay.
So we can switch to any particular platform at any point of time.
Okay.
Then the another feature is called the secured feature. When I say secured feature, there are no explicit pointers which are available similar to your C++, and programs are going to run inside your virtual machine. So obviously it's going to be much more secure than the regular one.
Okay.
Okay. So and the next one is called the multi-threaded. So it has like one more feature called multi-thread, where your program you can perform multiple tasks at the same time. For example,
Okay.
if you want to print a numbers 1 to 100 and if you want to print alphabets A to Z, so if someone is given a task for us, so what we usually do it, we'll do coding to print numbers and then we'll print alphabets, either of them. So we'll just go with an order, right, one by one. Printing of numbers, it might take 10 seconds, and the printing of alphabets, it might take 10 seconds. That means I have to do a program to achieve both the tasks one by one. I have to do, right?
Yes.
On an average, just a rough information is 20 seconds I might be doing, right? 10,
Yeah.
10 seconds I just took as an example, but in reality
Okay.
it might be less than that.
Okay.
So it took roughly 20 seconds. So here I need to spend 20 seconds to achieve to printing of these two. But
Okay.
if you go with the multi-thread related feature in Java, you might reduce your output time to little less. You are going to cut down that time. What we are going
Okay.
to do, we are going to internally create a two subtasks, and we are going to hand the responsibility of those two subtasks, one guy to print the numbers and one guy to print the alphabets. That means
Okay.
here, instead of doing one after the other, we are starting both the things at the same time.
Okay.
Earlier 10 plus 10, 20 seconds. Here now we have asked both of them to start at the same time. So obviously they might complete even before that, right?
Yeah.
Overall expected outcome can be like somewhere it will be 10 to 15 seconds. So you are saving like 5 seconds of time, right?
Oh, yeah.
So all this time I'm just taking an example just for rough calculation. But in real time, it depends on your complexity of the program. But overall intention is like if you're doing one by one is going to take more time. So instead of that, so you can split whatever the tasks into multiple activities, and we can start everyone at the same time. So overall effort is like it's going to be reduced timing wise.
Oh, I mean, we can run all the tasks parallelly.
Yes, parallelly. So
Okay.
concurrently we can run them.
Okay.
So here we do not need to wait for each other. So we can run parallelly. We can see the result at the same time.
Okay.
So 10 seconds is an example. Suppose if it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
First program is 1 hour, second program is 1 hour. So I need to wait for 2 hours. So if I'm starting both at the same time, I might see the result in parallel, right? I might complete both the things in the either maybe one hour or maybe 1.5 hours. Still, I'll be able to complete.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just a rough calculation.
Yeah.
And the installation of Java. So, do you have the Java software already installed in your machine?
Yeah, already installed.
So, 1. Latest version, right?
Yeah, latest version.
Okay, then I'll go with the program. How to write a program. So, to write Java programs, you can use any kind of editor. Okay. Let's say any kind of editor. So usually it's a text program, right? You can use
Yes.
Notepad, Edit Plus, Text Plus, any editor which is available to you. Okay.
Okay.
So you can write anywhere. And apart from that, if you are using any kind of editors, the plain editors, the problem is like the developer has to remember everything. Means syntaxes perspective. Java is like they kind of mainly focus on the syntaxes wise. So there are some letters in the upper letters and the small letters, and there are mixed cases
Yeah.
developer need to know. So over the
Okay.
practice and over the period, definitely we know. But the initial days, if you go with the basic haters, that might be the one issue we might face. Okay,
Okay.
that it depends on once again the comfortness. If you do
Okay.
not want to face that kind of a trouble directly, we have
Hmm.
another set of editors called we have an Eclipse. Okay, where
Yeah.
store it with all the features. Your developer do not need to worry about anything. When you start typing few characters, it's going to suggest everything like what are the things which are available with that name.
Okay.
This is more convenient. So anyway,
Okay.
like
Eclipse.
okay. Well, it
Okay.
all depends on one side developer comfort. When the developer wants to go with the comfort, like the directly with the Eclipse or with the maybe the basic editor. So today I'll show you the basic editor just to show you like how to work with the basic editor. Because when you work with the basic editor, so the developer has to set the path and so a lot of things that needs to be done. Okay.
Mm.
So when you go with an Eclipse editor, so it everything is a packet thing, right? So you can do everything, you can see everything there. So because this is a first program, first try, so I'll show you the basic one. So from tomorrow onward, we'll go with an Eclipse. So that now you'll be knowing both the options, right?
Okay.
I'm just going with the command prompt. So from command prompt, if you want to open a notepad directly, you can just type in a notepad. So that means notepad is an executable file in Windows.
Okay.
So if you want to name it a notepad with some file name, and if you'd like to open that file name, you can simply give a file name. That means the statement which I type means is like I would like to open a notepad whose file name should be hello.java.
Okay.
If
Still, they are using the editors like this. I mean, Notepad, apart from Eclipse.
notepad,
The commands.
yes, notepad, edit plus, textpad, lot of
Okay.
editors are available.
Okay. Still, we are using that.
And still we are using that. We can. That's what I'm telling you. It's all depends on the developer comfort.
Okay. That you said that Eclipse is much better convenient than these editors.
Exactly. So these are like simple editors. These are not meant for Java, not meant for. These are simple general editors. You can type in anything.
Yeah.
Eclipse
Yeah. I
and
know.
those are specifically for something. So like for the Java and for C and for each and every software, they have released separate versions. The advantage
Okay.
is it understands that you are doing a Java program. Obviously, it
Okay.
suggests you something that which is related to whatever you're typing here.
Okay.
Here it's a notepad, it doesn't understand what you are typing. So it's all
Yes.
developer like the responsibility to make your program successfully compiled.
Okay.
There, while typing itself, it suggests you something. In case if you're not following, it shows you that this is the problem.
Oh yeah.
It, here it will not show you the problem on the fly. You
Yeah.
have to compile and then only you'll come to know the problem.
Okay.
Here while typing and while saving itself, it will tell you that problem you are doing the mistake there, so on and so on.
Okay.
That's why like I will be seeing both the options. Then you'll get
Okay.
obviously we'll get to know the comfort.
Okay.
If you know the basic one, definitely we can go with editor, right?
Yeah.
So that's why like, we are starting with the basic one.
Okay.
So this is the first time that it is asking me to create a new file.
Okay.
So blank notepad, nothing else. I'm going to start with this basic program and I'll explain each and every keyword that I've used in this program. First, I'll show you how to write a program and how to compile, and then we'll talk about each individual line.
Okay.
This is a basic program will look like in Java. Okay, this is a complete program. What the purpose of this program is, it's going to just to print a welcome message saying that this is the message which is going to display on your console.
Okay.
Compare it when you run a program. Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk about each individual line. We'll see the result. Just going with these steps, and we'll come back to this one later.
Okay.
Javac is a command to compile any program in Java. Javac and the file name.
Javac and file name. Okay, to
File
compile the program. Okay.
program. And these things you need to use only when you're working with the command prompt. When
Okay.
you work with Eclipse, you do not need to do this command because Eclipse itself automatically compiles for you.
Okay, automatically. Okay.
Automatically does.
Okay.
When I say
Okay.
Javac and the file name, when you press enter, it writes to compile. There were no issues. It is going to return to the prompt without any issues. If there are any issues, it just lists out that issue and returns to the prompt. Because
Okay.
it's a simple program, so obviously we are not expecting any issue here.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So when you say dir, dir, right? These are DOS commands.
That. Yes.
Directory listing.
Yeah.
These are not specific to Java, these are operating system commands.
Okay.
So we have created hello.java, right? At 8.3. When you compile, it has created a hello.class, right?
Okay.
And this,
Okay.
that means this program is successfully compiled and it has generated a file called this one. So if you want to see that, but example 7, some special characters are there which we cannot understand obviously, right?
Yeah.
Something is there inside. So if you want
Yes.
to execute this one, just clearing it, Java and file name.
Java and just file name. Okay.
Yeah, we are not going to add the C, that's all.
Okay.
So this is going to execute the file name and gives the output. So welcome to Java program. Just a simple word, whatever we displayed, we could see that, right? This is the message which is displaying on the console.
Okay.
Here I am able to compile and I am able to run because I am already, now I am talking about this one, okay?
Okay.
The path variable. And because this is not the first time I am doing my program in console, right? That's
Okay.
right away I am able to compile and run the program. But for your case, this is the first time, right?
Yes.
Definitely when you compile and it's not going to allow you to compile because of the path issue.
Okay.
It is expected to set the path for the first time when you are working with the Java. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Path is a operating system variable. It's not specific to Java. It's an operating system variable. So when I say path and press enter, it's going to list all the paths which are available in that machine.
Okay.
So this path, everything is specific to my machine. If you give the same path in your local machine, it might give you the path whatever the softwares which are installed on your personal computer.
Okay.
Your primary intention, what we need to do, this is the path which I am having in some my local machine, right?
Okay.
G program files, Java and so some version. Means
Okay.
Java is there in my path. That's where like I'm able to compile and run the programs from the command prompt.
Okay.
If Java path is not there, you won't be able to compile and run the program.
Okay.
Okay, because it's already set in my machine. Now what I'm going to show, I'll remove that, I'll show you the error, then I'll add it back.
Okay.
So then it's going to help you when you are working with the first time in your local machine.
Okay.
Computer, properties, advanced system settings. So here environment variables.
Okay.
Click on this one. Here user variables and system variables.
Okay.
User variables are specific to particular logged in user. That means if you are working on a particular machine in your office or maybe somewhere. So if you log into a particular user, if you do settings on specific user, so those settings are specific only for the logged in user which you have worked on. Someone logs into that particular machine with some other user, they cannot see the changes. So always make sure to have the settings in the system level. So that
Okay.
anybody logs into that particular machine with any particular user, they should be able to see the settings. The
Okay.
path and all these things, are there's no harm, right? So just a
Uh,
path we are adding to, anybody can see this path, and so that it is going to help them in using the software.
okay.
Just come down, definitely should be somewhere in the path. It's a path. With each and every computer, it's going to have this path variable already defined. You
Okay.
click on edit, should be having something. So whatever you are seeing here, that's what we have seen here in the console. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So if I go to end, this is the Java path which is available. So I'm going to cut it or remove it forcefully. I'm going to save it in some my notepad because I'll add it later.
Okay.
So I just closed all the windows, right? Now if you say path, still though I have removed, still I'm able to see the path, because if you make any changes to your environment variables, you need to come back to a command prompt. Means you need to open the existing command prompt, you need to close the existing command prompt, and then you need to open with a new one. Then only you can see the changes.
Okay.
Just close it. And with the fresh one, it's a path. Right? I cannot see the path, right?
Yes. Yes. We can't see the path.
So now if the path is not available, if you try to go to your folder, path is not available obviously. When I see hello.java, this is the error you are going to get when you are working with first time.
Okay.
The path is not available, right? Obviously, like,
Yes. Yes.
though it's a valid command, it cannot understand because it's not part of the path.
So. Okay.
This is not a recognized command.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by default, the path is not going to be specified there. We need to specify the path.
It's we need to specify, and that path is required only if you are working with the command prompt. If
We are working with the command prompt. Okay.
Exactly, because the command you are typing manually here, it
Okay.
doesn't know where the Java is, right?
Okay,
You have to
yes,
tell that
yes.
the Java is there in so and so location. You are working with Eclipse. Eclipse itself knows everything, like where is Java and all those things. When you time of installation, it fetches all those information. So there is no
Okay.
issue at all.
Okay.
So I'm going to add the path back. You can add it anywhere. Usually we'll add it end.
Okay. So when I'm using the command prompt for the first time, I need to go the way which you went, and I need to set the path.
Exactly. I just
Okay.
fixed it. I'm done with this stuff. I'm just leaving it. So as I said, if you go with the path, you cannot see that. You need to close the window. Command prompt. Definitely should be able to see the path. So and so, right?
Oh,
It
yes.
is able to see the path. As usual,
Yes.
should be able to compile and run the program. Everything can do.
Okay.
So obviously, you should be able to run the program. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Now we'll go with this one. No, we'll just understand the program, like what exactly we have used individually, like in this program, to get to know a bit more about individual things.
Okay.
Class is a keyword to declare a class in Java. So anything you are working with a Java program, definitely it has to be under a class.
Okay.
If you're writing some program, it has to be included inside a class.
Okay.
Okay. These are begin and end brackets.
Okay.
So these begin and end brackets are associated to your class.
Okay.
And begin and end brackets are associated to this particular method.
Okay.
When I say class, and after that I gave some name. So that means I have created a class whose name is hello.
Okay.
Right? So how can we sure that it's a class? because I could see that hello class is created, right?
Okay.
So based on the instructions that you are giving here, it's creating a class accordingly. So I said create a class whose name is hello and save that
Okay.
file in a file hello.java. That's what we did. And public. Public is a keyword which is an access modifier which indicates that it's a global visibility. Means when I say public, it's global to all, visible to everyone. Means maximum permissions we are giving here, right?
Okay. Okay.
The public is visible to all. That's what the public means. We have
Okay.
other types that we are going to talk about the down the line. Okay. So right now I'm just talking about each individual keyword that we have used in this program.
Okay.
When I say static, static is a keyword. If you declare any method as a static, it is known as a
Okay.
static method. The
It is a
code,
static method.
yes,
Okay.
because this is a method, right? In this
Okay.
method we have used static keyword. That means this method becomes a static method now.
Okay.
The core advantage of the static method is that there is no need to create an object to invoke the static method. Means this is a method which is inside this class, right? If you
Yeah.
want to call this method, you do not need to create an instance for this class. You directly
Okay.
can call this method as hello dot this name.
Okay.
Hello dot I mean this name.
Okay.
Means when you mark any method as a static, you can directly call that method directly with the class name dot that method name. You do not need to worry about creating instance. You know, right? What is instance?
Yeah, object.
Yes, const. So we do not need to create an object for it. Directly we can call that.
Uh,
The next one, void. Void
okay.
is the return type.
Hmm.
Here we are mentioning that void means this method is not going to return anything. It's going to perform something, but it's not going to return anything. That's where we
Okay.
have marked this method as a void method.
Hmm.
And the next one is called main. Main is
Hmm.
the actual name of your program, the method name. It's going to be treated as a starting of your program. It's a name of
Okay.
your method.
Main is our method name.
Yes, method name.
Okay.
So when I ask what is the method name of this one, this is a method name whose visibility is public, which is not going to return anything, whose nature is static nature. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
This main has one parameter called string argument. So it's going to take something as input, as in types of arguments.
Okay.
Because if you pass, you can pass it. It's not mandatory. If you want to pass something which can be used in your program, you can pass.
Okay.
And system, we are going to discuss once again. So once again, we are going to discuss about all these things in the down the line in the specific classes. We are
Okay.
just discussing about the only for this program and
Okay.
dot out dot internal. So when you invoke this one, whatever the parameter string which are given in double quotes, it has printed on the console. Means this is a method which is going to help us in printing something on the console, right?
Okay. Okay.
So all
Yeah.
obviously we are going to break this in the down the lines. What exactly all these things are. For now, because this is a first class, just remember that when you use this one for this method, if you pass something, it's going to print that thing on the console. Whatever you print here, it's going to print it on the console.
Okay.
Clear? The class name
Okay.
represents your class name. Public is the global visibility. Static is the nature of your method. We are telling that if you give a static, you do not need to create an object to call this method. Void
Okay.
is
Okay.
the type, and main is the name of your method.
Method.
String is a data type. String data type, like char, right? Char is the one data type, like the string is one data type. Args is just a name that arguments. The square brackets
Oh,
indicate that args is a argument of type array.
arguments of type array.
Yes,
Okay.
the square bracket
Okay.
indicates that array.
Okay.
System not ordered talent. You pass something, it's going to help us in printing this on the console.
Okay.
Clear the definition?
Yeah. Okay.
So who is
So in main we give string and args. I mean, I didn't get the string and args. Why we are giving these in the main?
so?
I mean, the string.
Yes, I'm going to explain. So we call this as a command line arguments.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, when you run a program,
Okay.
you run Java Hello, how does it know that it has to execute this one?
Okay. Uh,
You have locked your room, you have a key, you have a couple of keys.
okay.
So how do you know that which key has to use to get into that room? Definitely there is some standard key which is associated with that particular room, right?
Yeah.
The same way, this is a method signature which can understand when you invoke this particular method Java and the class name, it
Okay.
internally looks for this kind of a method signature in your Java program. If it finds this kind of a signature, it starts
Okay.
entering into this logic. If it cannot find this one, it
Okay.
cannot execute the logic inside it.
Okay. Directly when we start compiling the program, directly it go and search for the this main where it is, and from there it starts executing your methods, right?
Exactly. This is a starting point. If you want
Oh,
to enter inside your room, you need to enter inside a hall, right? So obviously, you need to enter inside this block. Without this signature, you will not enter. This,
also by default we need to specify the signature like that.
yes, exactly.
Oh,
Obviously, we have a couple of
okay.
variations to it. So that I'm going to tell.
Okay.
One second.
Okay.
We have a couple of variations that we are going to discuss here. Now, got it right? String is a
Okay.
data type, and args is just a name, means indicate that arguments,
Okay.
which is of type string array. Means string arguments you can pass to your program.
Okay. String arguments. Okay.
Suppose, just for your understanding further, you are running hello, right?
Okay.
So typing something.
Okay.
Is it going to give us any error? Not going.
Yeah.
It's not going to give us
It
any error.
why? Oh,
That's where we call it as command. Up to here, this is Java and this is class name. After that,
but uh,
anything is applied. So Java program is going to treat it as a input to your program.
oh,
Okay.
okay.
So each and
Okay.
every space is going to have separate things. So here, how many things are passed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
7,
Right?
8. Yes.
So ARG's size will be 8, and
Okay.
ARGS of 0 means I'll get this one. When I say ARGS of 1, I'll get this one. When I say ARGS
Okay.
of 7, I'll get this one. Got it?
Okay. Okay.
So that we are to discuss in the downline because you have just had a confusion. I'm just explaining it from that perspective.
Okay.
Means if you
Okay.
want something to be passed to your program while running your program, this is how we pass.
Okay.
Okay, Java,
Okay.
hello, 10 and 20 I would like to pass. I'm
Okay.
passing. Whether you
Hmm.
wanted to read it, then
Oh, if
inside
we
this
need to.
brackets, you need to read this variable.
Got it. Got it.
Got it,
We
right?
need to. Okay. Print.
Usually I'll discuss this in third class. Just to clarify you, just give me
Okay.
up to certain extent to make it clarify.
Okay. Now I got it.
So yeah, we have one entry point here, right? In the
Hmm.
same way in Java, we have couple of other things which can also treat it as a similar entry points. Means
Hmm.
I said main is the starting point, right? You should have some signature which is going to help us in navigating internally. So we do have other variations of the main. I'll just help you with that. Public. All are having minor variations,
Hmm.
but all are going to be same.
Hmm.
Might have observed already the changes.
Hmm.
These are the some other variations of your main method. If you give any of these combinations, still it's going to be treated as a same entry point to open them.
Okay.
That means you might be having duplicate keys to open the same row.
Okay.
So just brackets on the left side, the brackets attached to this one, and brackets are kept here. And instead of brackets, it's 3 dots. So this one here we just switch to static and public. So if you give any of combinations, it's going to be the same entry point. So the most common one is called most common one is this one, and here also is the same one.
Okay.
And if you refer to some material and do not get surprised that something is there, so it might be have something different. So solve. And
Okay.
everything is going to be the same entry point, just an entry point for you.
Okay.
Of main logic sits after that, right?
Okay. Okay.
So, any doubts on the topics of whatever discussed?
No, I'm clear.
I could not
Everything.
discuss this today. So,
Okay.
any doubts on these topics?
No, up to now everything is clear.
It's clear, right? Let me look into here. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Harita, my name is Harita.
Okay. Okay, Arita. I think we are good for today. And please practice on these topics like whatever we did, though it's a basic program.
Okay.
Get some time, please practice, and we can discuss further in these topics tomorrow's class.
Okay. So as of now, I'm recording the session, so I won't get any mail. What you discussed now, I won't get this through mail, right?
No, it's in your hand now. It's everything is like you have in your hand. So once we're done with the meeting, recording file is going to save it into my documents.
Oh, into my documents. Okay, I can see the recordings. That's it.
Yes, that's it. You can like see anytime. Like it's just some kind of like watching a movie again and again.
Okay.
This feature is more useful. We can have revision at any point of time if we can.
Yeah.
It might take
Okay.
1 or 2 minutes to complete the recording.
Okay.
So after that, it saves into your local my documents.
Okay. Thank you, Srinivas.
Okay, Harita. Then we'll continue tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.